Whether new shooter, longtime gun owner, or even police officer or soldier, your handgun needs a Crimson Trace laser sight or light. Get the confidence and reliability you need to protect family, home, and country. Crimson Trace.
Welcome back to another hour of Tom Gresham's Gun Talk. Now broadcasting on over 200 great radio stations across America. The #1 national voice in defense of your Second Amendment rights. To be on the air with Tom, call us now. 866-825-5486 or 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom Gresham.
Hey, the gang is all here. Well, now that you're here, the gang is all here. We got Jim over there running the board, and Michelle is taking your calls. If you want to chat with her, well, even if you don't want to talk with me, you can always call us, 866-TALK-GUN. She will take care of you there. A lot of things going on. Of course, as you know, we keep growing. We're on more stations all the time. If you don't know if we're on in a station where you are, if you're listening podcast, it's possible there's a station nearby you that's picked up the show. Just go to our website, guntalk.com, then /listen. You can find a station near you. Of course, a lot of stations stream it. You can listen that way. You can pick it up, iTunes, iHeartRadio. There's just a whole bunch of different ways to get it. It's all listed there. So, you know what you also could do? I keep forgetting this one. You can actually listen to Gun Talk on YouTube. On our YouTube channel, we put up the archives of Gun Talk. So if you miss one or you want to share it with somebody, you're saying, hey, here's a show you might want to listen to. You just send them the links on YouTube, and you can run that while you're doing other things on your computer. A lot of ways to get that. Now, you know how much I like new cool guns and cool ammo and exciting stuff. And the only thing I like, maybe better than that, I'm not quite sure. But I do like giving away stuff. And so we're going to be doing that this month. We're giving away one of the coolest guns you ever saw. Joining me right now to talk about that, Zach Waterman from the Nosler Company. And Nosler making bullets, ammo, rifles, and who knows what else they're going to be getting into. Hey, Zach, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you doing this afternoon?
I am excellent. Now, where have I caught you? Are you out playing somewhere, or are you actually, hanging around home these days?
I'm actually hanging around home this weekend in Bend, Oregon.
Okay, in lovely Bend, Oregon in the high desert. A lovely place, if there ever was one.
I agree. Yeah, the high desert, it's been a nice hot summer this year, so we're loving it.
There you go. Okay, so this month we're giving away one of the coolest things ever. We've got the Nosler Patriot rifle, right?
Correct, yeah, the Model 48 Patriot rifle, chambered in the brand new 28 Nosler cartridge. So, for those who don't know about the new 28 Nosler, it's like you were just, on the commercial, I was listening to the difference between caliber, 284, which is also 7mm, and that's where the name 28 Nosler came from. So, it's really kind of been very exciting for us. It's the fastest and flattest shooting 7mm cartridge out there to date, so we're very excited.
So how much faster is this than, say, a 7mm Remington Magnum?
Oh, so we're going to be shooting, our ammunition is loaded to shoot, say, 160 grain AccuBond out of a 7-ring mag at about 2,900 feet per second. Our ammunition for the 28 Nosler is going to be shooting at 3,300 feet per second. So quite a bit faster.
Yeah, that's a whole bunch faster. And now you're also loading it with the, you've got the Nosler the long-range AccuBomb bullets in there.
Yes, the 175 grain AccuBomb long range will also be an option, and that's going to be coming out of the muzzle at 3,200 feet per second. And part of this giveaway that you mentioned, with the rifle comes 5 boxes of ammunition, probably of the winner's choice between the 160 AccuBomb and the 175 AccuBomb long range. And then what wouldn't make this package complete, but you need a VX3 or a loophole VX3 optic on top.
Jeez, that's an expensive package, my friend.
So I know we had a lot of folks at work wondering if they could sign up for this giveaway. So
my office too. Yeah. If you work at Nosler or you work at GUNTALK, no, you cannot enter. I'm sorry, you can't do that.
That's what I told them.
But anybody else can. If they want, all you have to do to enter for a chance to win, we're just going to basically pull a name out of the electronic hat at the end of the month. You go to guntalk.com/win. Yeah, I just had everybody at the office here just quit. They just walked out. That's a heck of a deal. Go to guntalk.com/win, WIN, and you can enter for a chance to win that. Now, Zach, who makes these rifles for you?
We actually make them right at our plant in Bend, Oregon. So they're made by Nosler.
Made by Nosler. There is a precision there that I've seen them being made. I mean, all the way down to hand lapping the barrel. So there's no break-in necessary on these barrels.
No, not necessary. We do recommend it. We've seen a little bit of accuracy increase through a proper break-in procedure. But like you mentioned, the barrels are hand-lapped. I did not properly break in my Nosler rifle, and it shoots well under the accuracy guarantee. Very, very high-quality rifle.
Now, these come with, if I remember right, it's a 26-inch barrel?
Yes, it is, correct.
So you're going to get the maximum velocity out of it, because that's what it's about. You want the velocity out of this Magnum cartridge.
Yeah, and we found that 26-inch barrel really kind of, we've seen, especially with the 28 Nosler, the velocity gains just from having a 24 to a 26-inch barrel. We've seen anywhere from 50 to 150 feet per second gain with just that 2 extra inches of barrel.
Yep, I can believe it. Yeah, because you got a lot of powder to burn up there. Well, this is a heck of a giveaway. This is several $1,000s worth of stuff. You got the Patriot rifle, the 48, the N28 Nosler. You got 5 boxes of ammo, and you got a Loophole VX scope. We appreciate this. You guys are always great. You step up and throw a bunch of stuff in whenever we're trying to give things away. And this is as good as it gets. If you're a hunter or a long-range shooter, you would just absolutely love this thing.
I agree. No, I'm excited. Everybody at the plant at Nosler is excited. They're very proud of this product and excited to get to share it with the GUNTALK fans.
Well, we certainly appreciate it, Zach, and we will do all we can to get this thing out there. Somebody's going to win it, I guarantee you. And thank you so much. And thank all the guys at Nosler, Zach. I appreciate that.
Will do.
Take care. All righty. 866 Talk Gun. What's on your mind? A range report you want to give us? Holster, ammo, scope, gun you shot, something you want to buy, something you're thinking about buying, but you just need somebody to give you permission. Well, call me. I can give you a dispensation right here. 866 Talk Gun.
EWL by Slip 2000 is the absolute best gun lube available, period. It will never gum up or become sticky. It won't attract dust, dirt, or sand, and doesn't freeze in cold weather. It penetrates and bonds with a metal reducing friction and wear, which means less cleaning and easier cleaning. Why not try it? Visit our participating dealer for a free sample or go to slip2000.com. That's slip2000.com.
You got your carry permit, and that's good. But you know you could use more training. Get the DVDs, which have what you need. Springfield Armory presents Concealed Carry 1 and Concealed Carry 2 with Bata Group. Learn specific concealed carry skills from Top Gun fighting trainers. Get trained. Be prepared. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
In the fight for gun rights, we need ammunition, intellectual ammunition. And no one does it better than researcher John Lott, author of More Guns, Less Crime. John created the Crime Prevention Research Center to counter the junk studies being done to push gun control. But he doesn't have the big bucks of billionaires like Michael Bloomberg. All he has is us. So I'm asking for your help. Go to crimeresearch.org and donate what you can. This research makes all the difference. People ask what they can do to help preserve the Second Amendment. Honestly, this is one of the best moves you can make. If you can give a lot, that's great. But even the cost of a box of ammo helps. We need John Lott's intellectual ammunition. Go to crimeresearch.org. It's time to step up. crimeresearch.org.
You may be a new shooter, a longtime gun owner, or even a police officer or soldier. No personal defense handgun is fully equipped without a Crimson Trace laser sight or light. Get the confidence and reliability you need to protect family, home, and country. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com for a free copy of our new laser training video, The Laser's Edge, Crimson Trace.
All right, tale of two states in New Hampshire, two bordering states, actually. I think, do I have that right? I always have to do my New England geography. Anyway, close. New Hampshire governor vetoes constitutional carry bill, caves into Bloomberg groups. New Hampshire Governor Maggie Hansen vetoed legislation that would have protected the Second Amendment rights of New Hampshire's law-abiding gun owners, would have expanded the permitless open carry law to include permitless concealed carry. Meanwhile, in Maine will allow gun owners to carry concealed without a permit. Was signed by Republican Governor Paul LePage. Hope I got that right. It says it makes Maine the fifth state to pass a law legalizing the carrying of a handgun openly or concealed without the requirement of a government permit. That'd be Maine, Alaska, Arizona, Wyoming, and Kansas. Vermont, of course, has never required a permit. Tale of two states, two governors. Had a thought, I don't know, driving down the road, had a thought. The upcoming presidential election probably, almost completely almost assuredly will be Hillary Clinton on the Democrat side and somebody on the Republican side. Don't know who. I was thinking about what we've had for the past 6+ years with President Obama and what I was saying before his first election. And it probably holds true now more than ever, but I'm hoping that people will see it and understand it and act upon it, and that is this. It is an election of the Supreme Court. We are electing federal judges to the benches all over the country. Not just who lives in the White House, but who gets these lifetime appointments to sit on the benches to decide, are our laws constitutional, but also, frankly, to decide, sometimes they actually make up laws, as we've seen out of the Supreme Court recently. By the way, somebody just asked, are there any more of the GUNTALK SIG guns left, the GT20s? There might be, I don't know. But if there are, they're at Dury's, D-U-R-Y-S, Dury's.com. You can just give them a call, go online, get their phone number. Dury's Guns, thank you, Dury'sGuns.com. Thank you, correction there. Dury'sGuns.com. Don't know, there may be a couple still there. I mean, they all sold out, but you never know. Somebody may have backed out, and they may still have one or two. But anyway, just give them a holler, Dury'sGuns.com. So as you look toward this election, which will be coming up next year, try not to get bogged down in the individual issues, because I swear I think both sides want you confused. The more they can either have you confused or have you know nothing, the more they can persuade you one way or the other. And ultimately, I think the most important thing that comes out of a presidential election is who gets to sit on the Supreme Court and which judges get placed on federal benches, because that's not a 4-year or an 8-year deal. That's a 10 or 20, 30, or even possibly a 40-year change. There are probably going to be many opportunities over the next 8 years to change some seats in the Supreme Court. I think that's where the action is going to be happening. Just my thoughts on that. Let's see. Lloyd's on line 1 out of Reno, Nevada. Hey, Lloyd, what's up?
Oh, thanks for taking the call, Tom.
Yeah,
I'm going to be going wild boar hunting in California this fall, Santa Clara, California. These are big hogs. They're descendants of wild European hogs that were released in Monterey County. Anyway, I'm shooting a 708, and my backup weapon, because I'm shooting non-lead bullets, is a 40 Smith & Wesson High Point. The holster that fit it best was a Blackhawk Alaskan. And there's two ways you can wear that. You can wear it on your hip, the right hip, or you can wear it as a shoulder holster. And I think possibly the reason it's called Alaskan is it was created for quick draw when you got bears coming at you. And that's what I'm thinking about doing, is wearing it as a shoulder holster. What are your opinions?
You know, it all depends on what's more comfortable to you, honestly. First of all, let me back up. The fact that you're having to shoot non-lead bullets has nothing to do with the killing effectiveness of the 7mm08. In fact, you may even experience better performance out of non-lead bullets. If you're shooting something like the Barnes TSX bullets, those are incredible in terms of their penetration. So that's a non-factor. What ammo? Just use good ammo there. A 40 caliber is a pretty lousy thing to have for self-defense against pigs, frankly, honestly. It's better than a sharp stick. It's no 44 Magnum, but hey, it's what you got, so go with it. The method of carry, do you carry a pistol daily as it is now? And if so, how do you carry?
No, I just have a small 9mm carrying in the side pocket of the truck.
Okay. A hip may end up being more comfortable. I would try it both ways, since this can be switched back. I take it the holster can go back and forth, right? You can make it a...
Yeah, you can go either way.
Try it out, wear it, not just for a minute or two, but put it on and wear it for 2 or 3 hours, even if it's just around the house. Try the shoulder holster, Now, let me ask you this question. Shoulder holster. When it's in the shoulder holster, is the barrel pointing down, or is it pointing horizontal back behind you?
No, it's pointing down. It's sort of at like a 45-degree angle, more or less. It's sort of behind me, but not straight down. 45-degree angle.
If it's not straight down, don't carry it that way. Okay, here's why. Because if it's not pointing straight down, it's pointing at people who are behind you. We don't point guns at people that we don't plan to shoot.
Yeah, I don't want to shoot anyone with my 45. Yep.
Yeah, no kidding. So now we're down to a hip. I think you got to go with hip. I'm okay with shoulder carry as long as the muzzle is pointed straight down and not back behind you in any fashion, at any angle, because when it's pointed behind you, it's pointed at people. And,
right.
These guys that carry, this horizontal barrel, then you're turning around and go, let's see, I just pointed my gun at everybody back there. So I'm not a fan of that. So I think we solved this issue. All right. Well, good luck with it. I hope it works out for you. I love the 7mm08. Great caliber. That was what I was hunting with last year. Did all my deer hunting with a 7mm08 with the Ruger American rifle. God, that's a nice rifle. All right. Let's see. Range report from Justin on line 3. Hey, Justin, how are you?
Tom, I'm doing pretty good. I want to call and let you know I followed your advice, and I actually purchased a little light to carry on a daily basis. It's the Streamlight Stylus Pro. It's only about a 70 lumen LED light, but it's about as big around as a AAA battery, and it just completely disappears. And now that I have a light on me, I don't think I could go with that one anymore.
It's true, isn't it?
It is. It really is. And, there was a few other things I was wanting to tell you about. I got a holster made by Simply Rugged, and that holster is top quality. I got to say, I'm carrying a 3-inch 629 in it, and it does a great job.
Wow,
and,
big gun.
Also, yes, yeah, and it allows me, even in the summertime, if I have a one size bigger button-down shirt, I can hide it. Nobody knows. I mean, it does a wonderful job. And
wow. Okay.
And also, I wanted to praise my wife. She
okay.
I took her out 2 Fridays back to trap shoot for the first time. Took her in the morning, and that night we were buying her a Beretta 686 Onyx that we found on the shelf at a local gun shop. And
Whoa.
I got to go back the next day. Yeah, you're telling me. And I got to go back the next day and buy a Belgian-made Browning Superposed Broadway. I got to buy an old Broadway, 32-inch barrels. I mean, and I got it for a steal. I'm not going to say the price, but you would be befuddled at the price I paid for it.
Now, they probably, I'm just trying to make a guess, they probably stopped making those, in the 70s or 80s, I'm guessing.
They actually still make them, but they're about $25,000, and because they're all still handmade in Belgium. And I believe it was the mass production was stopped being produced in the mid-'80s, but this one was made before the saltwood era.
Okay.
And it's a 1963. It's
63.
It's wonderful.
All right, well, fabulous stuff. Great range report, and I appreciate the heads up on Simply Rugged Holsters. I'm going to check those guys out. Let me fill you in. For those who said, what did he say, saltwood era? What was that? There was a period of time when Browning, some bright bulb at Browning, decided that rather than air dry the wood for their stocks, because it takes a year or so when they cut the stock wood and it has to sit out and air dry and all the moisture, or a lot of the moisture comes out. They said, well, we can speed the process up. We will soak the wood stocks in salt and it will draw out the moisture. And it did. And they made guns with these stocks that were now soaked in salt. Yeah, you see where it's going, don't you? What happens when you get salt on your steel gun? Yes, that's exactly what happened. Not just a little corrosion, a lot of rust, a lot of ruined guns. It was a debacle for Browning. So it's called the saltwood era. It's one of those greater ideas. We'll do it better. I know that they've used the air drying for centuries, for decades and centuries, but we're smarter now. We can always figure out, don't let the whiz kids come in and run a gun company and want to do it better, faster, cheaper, more technological. There are reasons we do it the way we do today. That's because it has been proven over the generations it simply works.
Covering all aspects of gun ownership every week on this fine radio station. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
Okay, we get calls. Sometimes people call and say, I don't want to be on the air, but here's something you ought to know about. Harold did that. Let us know about the Pawnee, he's from Pawnee, the Oklahoma Run and Gun. It's either a 5K or a 10K run with shooting involved. Looks like rifles and handguns. And let's see, it happens on July 18. So if you if you want to know more about it, let's see, go to the website OK Run In Gun. That's RUNN Gun. Just all one word. OKRunIngun.com. And you'll find out about the Oklahoma Run and Gun. Looks hard. Physically challenging. People are going to love this. Let's see. Let's run. Let's get hot and sweaty, drag stuff around, and shoot guns. Yeah! Heck yeah, we'll do that. Oh, man. Let's go to line 2. Bob's with us out of Madisonville, PA. Hello, Bob. You're on Gun Talk.
How you doing, Tom?
I'm good. Are you really at the range right now?
I absolutely am. I'm at the Factoryville Sportsman Club. There's nobody around, and I put my first magazine for GT220. What a beautiful gun. You and Sig Sauer and whoever put their hands on that did a beautiful job. What a great trigger. And I am just absolutely amazed at the recoil. I thought you couldn't hang on to that thing. What a beautiful gun, Tom.
Well, I'm so glad you're enjoying your GT20s. What took you so long getting out to the range?
It's called rain. It's like we're in the monsoon season here in eastern Pennsylvania, and I can only get to do it on the weekend. So.
Ah, okay. So this is your first time to shoot the gun?
Absolutely. First time out, and I've only put 6 rounds through it. One thing I can say is I'm glad I'm underneath the roof here because it's going to be fun picking up the brass after you're done.
It does sling the brass, doesn't it?
Absolutely, but that's okay. We'll just have to do it under roof, that's all.
There you go. Or just hire you a brass catcher, somebody that stands out there with a net and just catches them as it goes by.
Well, I don't think I'll go. I don't think I'll go that far, but I don't have a lot of 10-millimeter brass, and I do reload, so it'll be interesting.
All right, let me ask you a question. You've gotten 6 shots out of it so far, and now you know it has adjustable sights. How close were the sights on for you? Because I've had different reports from people.
Everything that I'm shooting, Tom, is low, and it's pretty much in the center of the paper. I'm shooting from about 35 feet. So I really don't have a complaint with it. I'm going to have to tweak it, but I've had a couple other SIG pistols that, you have to get the brass pin out and pound things around. This is really nice. So before the day's over, I'll have this running like a top.
There you go. Just bring that rear sight up, and the impact will rise with it. So there you go. I really appreciate the range report, Bob. That is excellent. I'm glad that you're enjoying your GT20. A lot of people have really have gotten a kick out of it. Like Bob said, everybody thinks this thing's really going to kick. It's a 10-millimeter. Yeah, but it's also a nice big heavy gun, and it really shoots well. It's just not bad at all. It really isn't. Let's talk to Harold on line 4 out of Texas. Hey, Harold, thanks for your call. Oh, Harold just dropped. Okay, he was wanting to know about a concealed carry pistol. He's looking at a 9mm or a 380. Which is better? Which is better? All things being equal, of course, and they never are. All things being equal, you want more power, right? But with concealed carry, more power often, not always, often brings you to a larger gun. If you can get, assuming this, okay, assuming you can run the slide on a 9mm. If 2 guns are the same size and one's a 380 and one's a 9, I would say for most of us go with the 9 because it's going to be just a little better. 380 is great these days with good ammo, but the 9mm has the same good ammo and good bullets, so you're going to benefit from that too. All things being equal, bigger tends to be better, okay? Tends to be better. Now, we did an interesting experiment when I was up at Black Hills Ammo this week. Got out the ballistic gelatin. They've got this great ballistics lab. At some point, I'll have to tell you more about it. But we get out the ballistic gelatin, and we shoot it with 2 different handgun loads out of the same revolver. One is a .44 Magnum, 240 grain expanding bullet, and the other is a wimpy little cowboy load, .44 Special, with a 240 or 250, I can't remember, grain Keith-style lead bullet, hard-cast lead bullet. Keith-style being Elmer Keith design. The .44 Magnum, try to hold these numbers in your head. The .44 Magnum is going roughly 1,250 feet per second. And the .44 Special is going roughly 750 feet per second, a lot slower. So what are the results in ballistic gelatin? This is calibrated ballistic gelatin. Well, the .44 Magnum, we got, I want to say, in the ballpark of 16 inches of penetration, with a nice big cavity, expansion cavity up front. With the .44 Special, a much lighter load, but using a hard-cast bullet, we got about 28 inches of penetration. Give me some slack on these numbers because I'm working off of memory, but it was about 40% more penetration with the .44 Special light load than the .44 Magnum. Part of that, of course, is the lead bullet doesn't deform, so it just keeps going. But one of the things it tells you is that you don't necessarily have to have super-duper velocity to get penetration. So we did all of that for the Gun Talk television show. You're going to be able to see that when the show runs, and that'll be this season. That'll be coming up just a little later on in the season. So you'll be able to check that out. So just a few of the things we did when we were up at the Black Hills ammo plant. Lots of fun stuff. Boy, those guys know ammo, and they know how to shoot. It's really fun hanging out. We had some great gun geeky conversations. Man, we went deeply into the geek. If you want to talk gun geek stuff, just give me a holler, 866-TALK-GUN. Tom Gresham here. Be right back.
When it's all on the line, you can count on Trijicon Optics. Earning its reputation in combat and on hunts in all corners of the world, Trijicon comes through. The new AccuPower rifle scopes feature battery-powered illuminated reticles, variable power, adjustable brightness, plus they're waterproof. The years of waiting, the dollars spent, your hunt of a lifetime comes down to a single moment. Get Trijicon quality. Trijicon.com. Trijicon.com.
The XDM 3.8 Compact from Springfield Armory is 2 guns in 1. Use as your concealed carry gun with a compact magazine and use the extended magazine for home defense. Carry 13 rounds of 9mm in the compact magazine and a whopping 19 rounds in the extended magazine. To see the entire family of Springfield Armory XDM pistols, go to SpringfieldArmory.com. That's SpringfieldArmory.com.
You're at a gun store and your phone tells you about hot deals. Want to know about special offers? No problem when you have Gun Dealio, the free app for your smartphone. Gun Dealio delivers the latest deals on guns, ammo, and extras direct to your phone. Don't overpay for your shooting gear. Get Gun Dealio. It's free at the App Store and Google Play. Trigger the deals with Gun Dealio. GunDealio.com.
The Ruger SR-45, a large caliber pistol with a trim, ergonomic profile. Like the popular Ruger SR-9 and SR-40, the SR-45 is perfectly sized to be comfortable and controllable with a slim, ergonomic grip and narrow slide. It features an adjustable 3-dot sight system, Ruger's unique reversible back strap, an ambidextrous manual safety and magazine release, and built-in Picatinny rail. The Ruger SR-45, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
All right, back with the 866-TALK-GUN. By the way, just a few minutes, we're going to have Larry Pratt from the Gun Owners of America talking with us about the possible merger of the ATF and the FBI. He does not think that's a good idea. He'll have some pretty good reasons for that. You definitely want to stay tuned for that one. Let's see. Line 3, Matthew's with us out of Metairie, Louisiana. Matthew, you're up.
Yeah, I was calling to see if you knew anything about what's going on with gun rights media nowadays. Not gun media per se, but gun rights media. First, David Caudria gets invited to leave the Examiner. He landed over at T-Tag, thank God. And then NRA News disappears from the Sportsman's Channel. Just gone. No warning or anything.
It's a new season on TV as of July 1. So right. shows come and go on networks. And here's the thing to understand. The network probably didn't say, we don't want you here. More than likely, the NRA said, we are not going to put our show here anymore because the NRA has to pay the network to put the show on. That's how that works. So I don't think there's any kind of conspiracy. Look, the Examiner is like the most screwed up place in the world. And when you go to the website, you see it's just a horrible website. I mean, I love the fact that Dave Workman's there and a lot of the gun rights examiners are there from the various states. And, you know, I know kind of followed what happened to David Caudria, but, you know, that's internal. There's no issue going on as far as gun rights media under attack. If anything, there are more and more outlets for media talking about gun rights. Everywhere you go, there are from radio, which this was the first national radio show about guns and gun rights, to online to television shows. It's everywhere. I mean, just look, there are YouTube channels that are nothing but that. So I don't think there's anything to worry about there. Yeah, I understand, gee, my favorite show is not on Sportsman. Who knows? It may pop up on another network. They may have just decided, hey, we don't want to put the money out to produce this show. I'm real familiar with that one on a personal level of what it takes to produce shows, and it's pretty darn pricey. So, but anyway, Matthew, rest easy. It's, yeah, and they may be taking a 6-month break. Good point, because you generally run for 6 months, and then you're off for 6 months, and then you're back on for 6 months. So it could be that they ran first and second quarter, and they're off third and fourth quarter. Don't know, but you can always shoot them a note and ask them. Thanks, Matthew. I appreciate that. Line 2, Brian, Aurora, Missouri. Brian, what's up?
How you doing, Tom?
I'm good.
Oh, listen, I got a conflicting things going on here. I've got a Rock Island 1911 45, and if I end up putting a round in the chamber and bringing the hammer down lightly, slowly, does it have any chance of going off on its own, just randomly going off with the hammer?
Just going off, deciding it wants to go off?
Yeah, I've had people tell me that if I leave a round in the chamber and the hammer is down, that it can just randomly going off just by being bumped, not dropped, but just by being bumped. I don't believe it, but I figured that out.
I honestly have never heard of such a thing. My first inclination to say is that's impossible. But I've kind of learned, okay, nothing's impossible, and it all depends on what you mean by being bumped. Yes, if you drop if you've got basically a Series 70 and a Series 80 style 1911s. The Series 70, if hammer is down and you drop the gun on the hammer, it is possible for it to go off. Possible, not likely. On a Series 80, it is much, much less possible. Again, I never say anything is impossible. But let me ask you this question. If it's a 1911 and you're carrying it, why aren't you carrying it cocked and locked?
Well, it do cocked and locked. I was just told by someone that if it is chambered and the hammer is down, that it does have a habit going up. I thought it might have been just one of those YouTube things where someone was just looking up on YouTube and anything on the internet they believe. I just wanted to check.
Hey, if it's on the internet, it's got to be true, right?
Right, and I'm looking at it this way. If he's wrong and I'm right, I get a free beer out of it, and if not, vice versa.
Drink up, my friend. Stay thirsty. I think you win that one. I appreciate the call, Brian. John, Virginia City, Nevada, on line 1. Hey, John.
Tom, how are you? And thank you for taking my call. I have a question regarding the Model 19 2.5-inch combat Magnum. When I was a young police officer 125 years ago, I carried one off duty. and nobody really gave a lot of thought about high-powered ammunition. Back then we carried Superville stuff. No one gave any thought to portion cone problems. But now I keep hearing and seeing more information, pro and con, what kind of ammunition to carry with this weapon. I'm in the process of buying another one, and I'm just curious. I want to know from the horse's mouth, so to speak, just exactly what is the best, safest ammunition, the 357 Magnum, to carry for this 2.5-inch combat Magnum.
Traditionally, the ammo by which, frankly, all other handgun ammo was always judged because it was considered to be the best thing you could carry was the 357 Magnum with a 125 grain bullet. And the thing is, there's no need for plus P or anything else. It's Magnum. I would just pick some good jacketed ammo in 125 grain bullet. I wouldn't worry about it. If you're concerned about a gun after you've been shooting it for several decades and you want to, you can always send it back to Smith and they'll look at it and say, okay, hey, you need something, or we'll replace a cylinder or whatever needs to be done. But I wouldn't worry about it. That is such a great caliber, such a great revolver. Frankly, it's just hard to beat a 357 Magnum with a 125 grain bullet. It may be the best stopper, if there is such a thing, of attacks with a handgun that you can carry. Great rig. Lots of recoil, lots of fire out of that short barrel, but by golly, it just flat works.
Even though today's radio show is winding down, if you're on hold, stay there. Tom will pick your call up during the Gun Talk After Show. It's an on-topic, off-topic free-for-all coming up right after today's broadcast.
All right, that'll be in about an hour there. We'll enter into the after show. But before that, we're going to have Larry Pratt from Gun Owners of America. You can still call us, 866-TALK-GUN. Let's see, gun purchases up in the month of June. According to the NICS, the background checks, 825,000 firearms purchases, up 10% over June 2014. 825,000 firearms purchases from dealers in the month of June. But of course, Nancy Pelosi says, well, we've got to do something about background checks. And of course, this shooting in San Francisco, she says that's a clear indication we have to do something about background checks. Wait. The gun was stolen from a federal law enforcement agent. Was it purchased at a gun store? And what, we're going to say this is a problem because the federal firearms officer or federal law enforcement officer should have passed a background. I'm sorry, Nancy, I'm not following this. Here's a stat for you. We like facts around here. We prefer data over dogma. The Bureau of Justice Statistics has reported that 0.8%, that is less than 1%, 0.8% of state prison inmates who are imprisoned for gun crimes acquired their guns from dealers or non-dealers at gun shows. So less than 1% of prison inmates in jail for gun crimes got their guns at gun shows. So much for the idiotic concept of a gun show loophole. All right, line 3, Charles is with us out of South Carolina. Charles, talk to me. Supreme Court.
Yes, sir. You were talking about that a while ago, and I appreciate you taking my call. You take the First Amendment and how it's been manipulated for us to believe, so many citizens believe that there is a separation clause there. In other words, a law that says there can be no law, even as high as the Supreme Court has managed to write laws affecting the church. And that includes the recent ruling on gay marriage. So if you take the Second Amendment, what's going to stop them from rewriting that to manipulate the people into believing that it only applies to the militia? And most people don't understand who the militia is. The militia is not the state or the National Guard. The militia is me and you.
It's the people. Yeah, it's the people. And it says the right of the people, that is the right of the people to keep and bear arms. Not the right of the state, not the right of the federal government, not the right of the National Guard, the right of the people to keep and bear arms. And to your point, and look, I appreciate the call. To your point, there's nothing. People say, well, they would never do that. Yes, they would. The Supreme Court will do what it wants to do. Clearly, we've seen political action out of them the last few weeks. We scored with the McDonnell decision and the Heller decision. Those two decisions have been weakened with other court decisions since they were decided in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has weakened Heller and McDonnell. The more we get nominations from, frankly, Democrat presidents to the Supreme Court, they select Supreme Court justices, the more we're going to get this. I don't know that we can survive another 8 years of a Democrat in the White House and the justices that person, he or she, or in this case, she would put in. All right, don't go anywhere. Next up, Larry Pratt from the Gun Owners of America. It's going to be fun.